Welcome to Tia's Table, where we talk about making fitness and wellness doable for busy women like you and me. Looking for healthy meal ideas, workout motivation, and good conversation? Don't worry, I got you, girl. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to another episode of Tia's Table. I'm Tia, a certified group fitness instructor, a behavior change specialist, and all that means, girl, is that I help people develop healthy habits that they can stick with for the rest of their life. I am also earning a new certification in food science, so I'm so excited to be able to share that kind of information with you guys coming soon, much later at the end of this year. If you are someone in need of accountability, consistency, you want to gain momentum, or just all out develop a whole new lifestyle that aligns with the goals that you have for yourself and the way that you want to see yourself live your life, well, please reach out to me. You can do that by emailing me at tiavfitness@gmail.com or checking out my website, tiavfitness.com. I'm so happy to be catching up with you. Girl, I feel like we have a lot to discuss. But before we get into anything, let's talk about what we're eating right now. On our last call, I told you about the bento boxes, right? Girl, fill your bento boxes, because I had some questions about this. Fill your bento boxes with whatever you like to eat, right? But make sure that you do have a raw veggie component. The raw veggies are so important to the journey. I wasn't a believer until I started doing it consistently enough to see it make my midsection look completely different. I think that many of us, we think we have little food babies, right? But really, most of us probably just don't poop enough. And I feel like the raw veggies, I know for a fact that the raw veggies and the fruit, girl, that's what your body needs to kind of flatten things out in your midsection. The more you poop, the flatter your stomach will appear, right? And then, of course, we still got to work out and eat right and drink water and all that kind of stuff. But just to get the party going, just to start seeing some visible change, because I feel like that's what it takes for a lot of us. We just want to see something. If you want to see some change in your midsection, or if you feel like you have a problem going to the bathroom, which is making your stomach look distended or is making it protrude a little bit, do a raw veggie challenge. And I'm not saying you got to eat raw veggies like all day, every day, because who could even stick to that for the rest of their life? I'm just saying when you are ready for a snack in the middle of the day, instead of reaching for your popcorn or even like another healthy snack, like a healthy snack alternative, just try for like 2 weeks making a little veggie bento box. Put what I like in mine. I like bell peppers. I like cucumbers. I'll do a boiled egg for some protein. I'll do some type of fruit in mine, but I have ladies that I've worked with that do different deli meats and they do cheeses. Like they do things that they really enjoy, but then they still have that raw veggie component in there. So make the bento box your own. Put the things in there that you like, but just make sure you have those raw veggies in there too. Oh my gosh, it's literally the best idea that I think I've come across in a very long time. Something else that I wanted to share that's going to be on my table again very soon, because I kind of fell into it last week. And this week I'm more prepared to eat it like as a straight up meal several times a week, is I accidentally made a cute little power bowl for breakfast one morning. Now, typically for breakfast, I'll have oatmeal and chicken sausage with some fruit, right? I ran out of chicken sausage, and to be quite honest with you, sometimes I just get tired of eating oatmeal. I know it helps me, and I know it's got the fiber, and it's got everything I need to get my day started off the way I need it to start. But sometimes I just want something else. Insert this power bowl. Now, y'all know I also love using leftovers and using what I have. I had some leftover quinoa and brown rice mix, the one that they flavor with garlic. That comes in the little pouch. You microwave it for like 90 seconds. I had some of that left over from the night before. And I said to myself, well, I already know that this is a good source of carbs. This has got fiber in it. This is also something that has some protein in it. So I'll use this as a base. I'll scramble an egg. And I'll get one of those little tuna packets, the little foil pouches that come in water. Drain the water off. I think one of those tuna packets is only like 70 calories, and it is also a very great source of protein. I think you get 17 grams of carbs, and not carbs, protein. You get 17 grams of protein in one of those little pouches, and I'll just make myself a cute little protein power bowl, let's call it, and have that for breakfast. So I warm up the quinoa brown rice, I scramble the egg, I top it with the tuna. I didn't do anything to the tuna, and I know this is probably where I'm going to lose somebody, but girl, just hang in there with me. I didn't do anything to the tuna. I literally just drained the water off of it, and I put it in the bowl. And you guys already know, if I feel like the rest of my food has enough flavor, sometimes I just mix it up and say it's all going to the same place, right? So I topped the bowl with the tuna. I did get a little bit of that sriracha mayo, and I did a little cute squirt on top. I stirred everything together, and when I mean to tell y'all that was some good eating, that was some accidentally good eating for breakfast. Now, of course, now that I know that base is really yummy, you already know when I do it again, I'm going to have to do it and do it up, and I'll take pictures and post it to Instagram. And I'll probably add some bell pepper or some mushrooms or some onions or some other like really good things to it, maybe some kale or spinach or something, just to make it a little bit more filling. But because that was the thing with this, because I only did one egg and it was it was barely a serving of the quinoa and brown rice, and the tuna is already really light. I was hungry much sooner than I'm used to being hungry. So that lets me know it's a good idea, but I just need to multiply it. I just need to eat more of it when I make it again. So be on the lookout for that in my Instagram stories. Something else that I stumbled upon that ended up being really good, and I wasn't expecting it to be, was this cute little mocktail that turned into a cocktail. And I mean, if you like dessert drinks, if that's your thing, if you're a girl that likes an espresso martini, you and I, we are one, we are besties. And let me tell you how to make one at home. Now, it's not going to be an exact martini because I didn't add what you add to a martini to mine. But let me tell you how to make the mocktail. So for this, all you need is a banana. You got to get some of the oat milk that's flavored with vanilla, right? You put the banana in there. You put, I think I did a cup or two of the oat milk. Put that in there. And then you got to get 2 scoops of the peanut butter chocolate protein powder that they sell over there where they sell the peanut butter, right? Put 2 scoops of that in there. Blend it until it's all yummy and it looks like chocolate milk. Give it a good taste, and it's going to taste amazing. It's going to give you banana, chocolate, vanilla goodness. It's going to be amazing. Pour it over some ice, and it's the best little dessert mocktail you could ever imagine making at home, right? Even go ahead and pour it in a pretty glass, because that's how I did mine. I poured it in a pretty glass. It was so yummy. And then, as we tend to do, we say to ourselves, well, how could I make this better? How could I make this better? And I said, oh, I bet you one thing. I bet you if I had some Baileys or some type of cream liqueur and I poured it in there, it's going to give iced coffee. It's going to look like iced coffee, but it's really going to be something very magical. And then I'll give it a good stir and we can give it a taste. So I went to my coffee cabinet where I happen to have a little, those little, I don't know, like the little travel size bottles that you can get. I had a little travel size bottle of some like coconut rum creamer type something that I was supposed to use during the holiday season, but never got around to it. I got that little bottle and I poured that into my new little mocktail. And it was so good, y'all. It looked like iced coffee. And I posted this to my Instagram story. And when I posted it, people were immediately DMing me like, girl, what's that? What's the recipe? Give it to me. And I was like, ooh, well, sis, it's not coffee. And I know y'all thought it was coffee, but it's not coffee. It was actually the chocolate drink that I just told you how to make. And I added a little bit of the coconut rum. And I think mine was like a Caribbean. Is the brand Bushwhackers? I'm not sure, but I'm sure any of them would work. And because it was so good, girl, I made myself a second one. And when I made the second one, I used some Bacardi spiced rum in that one. And it was chef's kiss, just as good. So if you're looking for a healthy cocktail, it's got a little protein in it. You know what I'm saying? Make this, spice it to your liking or spike it to your liking. And let me know what you think. I mean, it did me very well on the day that I made it. So good. Okay, so this call is all about living your legacy. You know, it's my birthday month. Today is actually Sunday. My birthday is on Tuesday. So by the time this episode comes out and you're listening to it, it's either going to be the day before my birthday or it's quite possible that my birthday would have passed. But every year during my birthday month, I try to think about what I want to do, who I want to be, how I want to continue to grow and like show up for myself, right? And this year I was really thinking about, I was thinking a lot about last year and how last year I just felt like was such a good year for me. And I feel like I hadn't had a really good year in such a long time. Like, to be quite honest with you, my 30s have not been my favorite. Okay? My 30s haven't been my favorite, which is probably why I'm so excited about turning 40 next year, because I feel like it's going to enter in just a new decade of possibility and opportunity. One could only hope we could only go up from here. That's what I always tell myself. And I feel like right now is a great time for me to decide like what my legacy is going to be. But instead of waiting until I'm much, 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 much older to start talking about legacy and leaving a legacy that your family can be proud of and all of that, I'm like, no, I want to be that woman now. I want to be the type of woman that my kids can brag about now and say, oh, my mom, like she's a blast. And I thought about that. I was like, if I had to describe myself to somebody in very few words, how would I want to be described? And I was like, I would want somebody to describe me as a blast because I feel like I am. I feel like if you know me in real life, you know that I'm like a fun, silly girl. Like I love a good laugh. I love just doing simple things, hanging out and just seeing where the day takes us. I'm kind of adventurous, but first and foremost, like I just want people to have a good time, right? So, you know, I try to spread the good vibes and I hope that means that the good vibes continue to be returned back to me. But I thought a lot about living a legacy right now and how can I do that? And so that made me think about last year and about how last year I had all of these things that I wanted to do to fulfill my word of the year. Because I think it's one thing to make a word of the year, but then it's a whole nother thing to bring that word to life and to put action behind making that word really mean something. And last year, my word of the year was love, because I felt like I wanted to just intoxicate myself and overwhelm myself with the feeling of love, because based on what I've been reading and studying, I knew that if I could find my place in a really good, deep relationship with love, that a lot of the other things that I was feeling just they wouldn't survive. So heartbreak, sadness, any other thing, disappointment, any other thing that was stressing me out and was making me experience very negative emotions, I knew that if I could let love supersede those other emotions, my goodness, I would probably become a new woman and return back to my regularly lovely self, right? I knew that would happen. So I knew I needed to figure out a way to not only make a word of the year mean something to me, but then to put action behind it. So I would actually have some memories attached to that, right? And because I wasn't really drawn to a new word of the year for this year, I was like, well, you know what? There's no rule that says I can't have the same word of the year more than once. So let's rock with love again because she was real good to us last year. But this year, how can I replicate that same meaningful action? And I said, well, I could do a vision board, which I've shared before. Vision boards, I think, are amazing. But for me, vision boards don't give enough detail. They're not as concrete as I probably need them to be. For me, vision boards are a great way to manifest what you want because you get to see it visually in front of you like all the time. And I think that's great. But I feel like when you make something like a bucket list, that's a little bit more detailed because that allows me to check things off. And the type A in me that still lives in me wants to check things off of a list. Not only that, but I want to be able to refer to a list just in case I forget what road I'm supposed to be on, just in case I get a little lost on my way this year. I want something to refer back to that says, oh girl, these are the things you're supposed to be doing. Or at least these are the things you said would help you feel this way. So don't lose sight of these things right here because December 31st will come. We will be entering into 2024 and you will be feeling some kind of way if your year didn't go the way that you want it to, right? So I like creating a yearly bucket list. And I think what's important about the yearly bucket list is that it has a few different sections on it, right? And we kind of talked about this in our episode that was all about deep health. If you go back and listen to that episode, we talk about creating an environment around you that's super supportive of where you are in life, be it from the people, where you live, your job, small things that you do each day, all of that. Go back and listen to that episode if you haven't, because it'll help you with this. But for the bucket list, I like writing down in different sections. And obviously, a lot of them are going to be connected to one another, right? Like they're going to intersect. Some of the things you'll be able to cross off like by doing one thing, right? So I like writing down places I want to go, people I want to see. I like writing down things I'd like to do or try. And then I like writing down smaller things just in case in the event that some of those things I write down are very costly or really big. And they're things I can't necessarily do all the time because hello, I have 3 children and a dog and a husband. So, we have to keep things relative to the lifestyle we're living. But just in case some of those things will only happen like once a quarter, then I like to write down daily or weekly things that would really mean a lot to me that impact the way that I'm living life, right? So places to go. This year, I'm probably going to write down, go see Beyoncé, right? I'm going to write that down because that's going to fill me with a whole lot of love, right? And joy and excitement and all of the things. I'm probably going to write down, take my children on a vacation, take them to the beach because that always makes me happy. I'll probably write down doing X amount of things with my husband or going places and experiencing new things with him because I like doing that. Go places we've never been before, stuff like that. I'll probably write down things like go see my mom, go see my best friend, go visit this person, right? And so then when you get to the next section of it that talks about people you want to see, I always write down the people that I want to see that bring me a lot of joy. People that when I leave them, I feel like, oh my gosh, that was exactly what I needed. There have actually been times where I have gone to Charlotte, because that's, where I grew up as a teenager. And I'll go visit my friends and family in Charlotte. And those trips are always way too quick. We never have enough time. But on my way home from them, I always feel so filled up and complete. Like that was exactly what I needed to keep pushing to the next thing. Right? So I'll write that down. I'll write down friends and family in Charlotte. I'll write down visiting my mom. I'll write down visiting that friend, going to visit friends that live in other places. But I make sure that whoever makes it onto that list are people who I really do just receive so much joy from just seeing them. It's not that they, are giving me anything or doing anything for me. It's just that being in their presence always ends up in like the best time, and we end up laughing until we cry. And like, girl, I need my lashes filled when I am done visiting with them. That kind of stuff. I also write down things like more FaceTimes with this person, and this person, because maybe they live too far away, but I can still get that from those experiences like virtually, right? So I'll write down people I want to spend time with, and I'll make sure at some point, no matter how it has to happen, I make sure I spend time with those people, right? I'll write down things that I want to do. So is there a new place I want to visit? Is there a new restaurant I'd like to try? Is there a new food I want to experience? Do I want to read books, learn a language, like whatever that means? Classes that I might want to take. Maybe I might want to take up a pottery class, painting class, something. Girl, I don't know. But I'll write down things I want to do. And then I'll also write down daily and weekly things that I just feel like make my life really special to me, right? Which of course, some of those things are working out. So as you know, I went ahead and got a personal trainer. And believe it or not, like I keep telling everybody, it's only been a month, but the impact she has had on, and I only see her twice a week, right? But the impact that she has had on my life has been worth every single penny. Worth every single penny. Like if I could go back and start working with her specifically years and years and years ago, I would, if you could retroactively do that. But you know, I just say to myself, well, no, you just need to make sure she's in your life until you feel like you're good to go, right? Love, love, love what that has done for me. So things like that, working out. Everybody knows I love a good taco moment, so I'm still going and sitting on the patio when the weather is nice and having my tacos in the warmer weather season. Other things that I think really help me on a daily and weekly basis. Right now, getting in bed by 9 o'clock. There has been something really, really amazing about getting in bed early and being able to fall asleep at a decent time. It has surely helped me embrace the mornings a lot better, a lot easier, right? I've been listening to meditations more often. That's a very small thing that I've been doing every day that has helped me tremendously. So like little things like that. If you like watching TV, girl, find your shows and then actually make time to enjoy them. I've got an episode of Married at First Sight waiting for me as soon as I'm done talking to you, because I want to watch that, and then I'm going to watch the Grammys when they start, because I have got to see what happens with Renaissance at the awards, right? So figure out what it is that you like to do, that you enjoy. And I know I might feel like I'm saying the same thing on all these episodes here lately, but then make them really special. Know that there's nothing wrong with it. I think making a yearly bucket list is one of the best things that you can do to ensure your year goes the way that you want it to go, because it's going to be actionable. You can look at a list and say, well, have I gone here? Have I done this? Have I spent time with this person? Or let me call up this person. Ooh, another thing that I like about the bucket list is that if there's something that I want to do for someone else, I'll write that down on my bucket list, because that also fills me with so much joy knowing that I'm, sending something to somebody in the mail, or that I'm cash apping somebody something, or that I'm taking the time out to make someone else feel special, or to make her see, or to make her feel and be seen, even if it's only for a short moment, right? So I also like writing those kind of things down. Now, what does any of this have to do with your health and wellness journey? Well, it has been my personal experience that when people are living the life that they actually want to live, they adopt things, new habits, so much easier, right? For some reason, people who are already operating in a way where they are thriving in other parts of their lives easily embrace the whole fitness and health food thing. And I don't know if that's because they already see things as like the cup being half full. I don't know if that's because they already have momentum in another area of their life, because they're doing things, they're active, they're going places, and they're already loving on themselves in a very big way in other areas of their life. So even if working out is not something that, because don't nobody want to do it all the time. And I love my personal trainer, but sometimes I'm like, girl, get somebody else to do it. I don't want to do it. But I think the fact that you are thriving in another area of your life or in multiple areas of your life, I think when you're doing that, you're able to adopt health, wellness, and fitness just so much easier. You might even want to do it. You might seek out something like having the experience of a new fitness class or joining some gym or just being or allowing this to be more of something that you might consider to be like a social aspect for you, right? Because if you go to group fitness classes, you already know you see the same people in there. Each time you go, you get a sense of community, and that is really impactful for a lot of people. So I think that creating this list and making sure that your life feels very full and vibrant in every other area, I feel that when you can describe yourself as being, a regularly happy person, and this is not a conversation that I want to start about, what do people call it? Toxic positivity or whatever. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about consistently doing things that make us happy and not having no feelings about it. Like we're unapologetically choosing to be happy, or we're choosing to do things that make us happy because we're trying to have a life well lived. We're trying to have time well spent, and we're trying to live our legacies today instead of waiting until we're like, I don't know, like in our mid 80s, until you're about to have somebody eulogize you. I don't want anyone at my eulogy or like when I'm gone from here, I don't want anybody having to scramble to be like, oh my gosh, what can we say about her? Because she never did anything. Or, she lived a life of, what are they going to say? She lived a life of frustration. She lived a life where she always wanted to do and never did. I don't want that to be the case for me. I don't want my kids having to make up something about me. I want them to be like, my mom was a blast. She wore all black everywhere she went. She had her big black sunglasses on. My mom loved knotless braids, okay? Because I'm going to probably wear those until I don't have no more edges, My mom loved wearing knotless braids. My mom listened to music, and she listened to it loud. She went places. She did things. She laughed until she cried. She made big meals. She had the best sense of humor. She loved having large family gatherings, and she would do this and she would tell this story and, eulogize me down, boo. And you can do that for me on Tuesday on my birthday, actually. Give me my flowers while I'm here to still smell them, And I want that for everybody. I want people to live a life that feels like your legacy, but live it now. Get your flowers now. Let people be like, oh, I want to hang out with so-and-so, or let me invite so-and-so because we already know she comes with a good time. We all want to be a good time, and we want to have a good time. And the only way you can do that, well, it's not the only way, but the way that I recommend everybody doing that is, girl, make a bucket list and check it twice. And as you go throughout your 2023, check things off as you go. So if it's a trip, if it's a friendship, if it's an experience, if it's more family time, if it's maybe, and this just hit me, I didn't even have this in my outline, but maybe for some people, it might be the opposite. Maybe some people might want to spend more time at home. They might want to have more chill, quiet downtime because that's what you need. Maybe you have turned up enough for me, you and everybody listening to this, and you're ready to start entering into a part of your life that feels more still and quiet. And girl, that's okay too. You got to do what you got to do for you in the space that you are in, so that as you go throughout your year, you feel like you are living it the way that you want, and that it speaks to your legacy in the way that you want it to. So I hope everyone creates a bucket list. If you get the emails, then you saw a bucket list sheet in your email. Girl, print that off or save it to your phone, fill it out. And as you go throughout the year, check things off and make sure that as you're filling your sheet out, you're only writing down the things that either put action behind your word of the year, right? And so if your word of the year was something work related, well, then girl, we want to cheer for you. If this is your season for hard work and dedication and nose to the ground, grinding it out, then hey, I want to root for you and cheer for you for that too. If this is your season of luxury, leisure, everything, girl, post all your trips and all your luxury buys to Instagram so I can cheer for you, root for you, and go gaga over all of the stuff that you're doing and buying. If this is your season of just laying back, being a little bit more quiet and reserved and chill, well then girl, I want you to know that I'm rooting for you, and I'm hoping all of the meditation and all of the positive affirmations that you're speaking over yourself every day is giving you exactly what you need. Because what we do know about time is that it keeps moving. It waits for none of us. So the best that we can do is spend it the way that we want to, and don't have no feelings about it. Be as unapologetic as you can. Live your life boldly. Live your legacy now, so that when you are ready to turn in your, what are we going to call this? Your hot girl cape. We need to check on Megan too. I feel like I haven't seen her since that trial was over. But anyway, and she's an Aquarius. I think her birthday is somewhere soon, right? Send her some good vibes. But yes, when we're ready to sit down and say, ooh, we've done all we need to do, and we're just ready to sit down and watch the Golden Girls as we ride this thing on out, then hey, you can sit back and say, oh, I did it. I did it the way I wanted to do it, and I am so glad I did. So let's move on to the personal workout report, which there's nothing new. Still working out with my trainer. I'm doing exactly what she tells me to do every day. It's been great. If you've never had a personal trainer before, I highly recommend it. But now, let me say this, because I think I forgot to say this the last time. A personal trainer is very different than an accountability coach. That's what I am. Siri is trying to talk to me too. I'm an accountability coach, meaning I talk to the women that I coach every single day. Ooh, is this turning into a shameless plug? I think so. I talk to them every day about what they're doing, what they're eating, how they're feeling. And we chit chat pretty much all throughout the day about their journey, making sure everybody's staying exactly on the path that is right for them, right? A personal trainer tells you what to do. And girl, they're going to tell you one time. They're going to write it down. They'll give you some type of piece of paper, a PDF, something digital that you can follow. They meet with you when y'all are supposed to meet. But between those meetings, I mean, you can ask questions here and there, and they'll get back to you when they can. But it's not the sense of support that I think you might need if you're just starting out. If you're just starting out and you want to work with a personal trainer, you probably want a personal trainer and someone like me, because the personal trainer will tell you exactly what to eat and exactly what to do. And then someone like me, an accountability coach or a life coach or a health coach, somebody like that will help you figure out ways to make it doable with those small actionable goals that we talk about here all the time, right? We help you find the time. We help you feel comfortable in your decision making. We help you see where it is absolutely doable. But yes, it is something you're going to have to do consistently, if you want to truly make it a lifestyle, right? So I did want to put that out there, that if you do decide to work with the personal trainer, don't expect it to be, unless you just happen to luck up and find somebody like that. I absolutely love and adore my personal trainer. But she has lots of clients, and she just can't be sitting. She's at the gym. She can't be talking to us on the phone whenever we have a question about every little thing. She gets back to you when she can. Whereas an accountability coach like me, if you text me, I hit you back. And the only time I really don't write people back right away is if I'm getting my lashes done, which is very true. And I try to put a little away message up there for them so that they know. Or if I'm like doing something with my kids or something like that, in which case I normally say like, I heard what you said. I'm gonna get right back to you as soon as I can. And all of my clients are such lovely ladies. I've literally never had an issue with people being like, you didn't get back to me fast enough. Like I've never have I ever had that experience. So I've been very blessed in that way, but just wanted to put that out there. That's the difference between someone like me and someone that is a personal trainer. Now, let's talk about some of the random yet relatable things that I think we're all talking about right now. Well, not that everybody is talking about this right now, but my birthday, like I said, is on Tuesday. I will be 39 years old, and I'm so excited about this last year of my 30s. I'm ready to welcome in my 40th birthday next year. I don't know what my 40s are going to bring, but I do know as of today, I'm excited about turning 39, and that's all I'm going to focus on in the moment. So if you happen to see me on Tuesday, girl, or if you hear this episode and it's the day before my birthday, I'll take those birthday wishes a day ahead of time. I sure will. I'll take them belated. I sure will. You can tell me happy birthday throughout the whole month of February. I love my birthday. I love birthday season. I have not always been this way, but for some reason, somewhere in my 30s, I decided that like, ooh, girl, if you don't make a big deal about your birthday, you can't get mad when other people don't do it. When other people don't do it, you can't be upset because, girl, you don't even do it. And if you tell people you're not a birthday person, they're going to treat you like you're not a birthday person. And so I decided to change my mind and I became a birthday person. Probably because I gave birth to birthday people. My daughter celebrates her birthday for the full month of September. The full month of September. She does. And I noticed that one year and I was like, oh, you know what? It's something to be learned from this little girl. Let me start having a birthday season too. And let me see how that works out for me. And so far, no complaints from this side of things. No complaints. I love having birthday season. My children have already been singing me happy birthday for days now. My husband has already been telling me happy birthday for days now because now they get it. They're like, oh, it's her time. You know, she really only gets a couple times out of the year. I get my birthday, I get Mother's Day, and really, you know, that's kind of it. That's really all I get. Well, I guess you could kind of say I get a little extra love at Christmas time, but really, no. Really, no. At Christmas time, I end up doing the motherly thing, wearing the robe, sitting back and watching people create the memories that I have facilitated for them, right? I watch my family enjoy all of the things that I have worked so hard to put together for them. And I'm totally cool with that. Totally fine with that. Because while I would like to say that I am a person who is a little extra in my ways, at the same time, I'm very simple and like low maintenance. So yeah, I'm cool with the birthday season. And then I'm like, ooh, because I'm also an Aquarius. I'm like, ooh, leave me alone for the rest of the year. Like, I'm good. All of my social quota, I meet it in the month of February and all throughout the year in small doses. And that suits me just fine. So yes, on Tuesday the 7th, I'll be 39 and I am so excited about it. So girl, let's talk about my trip to New Orleans. Because every time we talk, I say I'm going to tell you about it. And then, I don't know, girl, I either forget or we run out of time. So we went to New Orleans for our wedding anniversary. And in this moment, I don't know which anniversary we just celebrated. Oh my gosh, was it 18? I don't know. I got married in 2005. Ooh, and I just accidentally moved my phone. Sorry about that. We got married in 2005. So do the math on that. And we still together. And we went to New Orleans for this particular wedding anniversary. It is very hard when your wedding anniversary is during the holiday season to travel because our anniversary is on December 30th, which means you're either going somewhere right after Christmas or you're going somewhere right before New Year's Eve, and 0 out of 10 would recommend that for travel. The airports are busy, things are more expensive, and I mean, it's a lot of luck. Not even going to lie to you. But this year we did decide to go somewhere instead of waiting until after the holiday season was over, which is what we would normally do. We went somewhere for our actual anniversary and we decided to go to New Orleans because we had never been. I like food. I like eating food. I want to eat all the food I see on all these cooking shows. And so my husband was like, yeah, let's go to New Orleans because we've always wanted to go. And I'm like, cool. Looked into it. A flight from Atlanta to New Orleans is only 1 hour. So they had me at hello. So that was first and foremost. So we book our airline tickets. I like flying Delta because it's just easy when you live in Atlanta to fly Delta. As far as picking a hotel goes, there were so many places to pick from, but I ended up picking Hotel Montleon, and I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name. Hotel Montleon. Look it up. It's a family-owned hotel. Some even say it's a little bit haunted, girl, but I didn't have no haunted experience while I was there. It's the hotel with the infamous carousel bar in it. And girl, that carousel bar gets packed. So if you're trying to get a picture sitting at the carousel bar, you probably have to get in line before they open or go right before they close and try to grab a seat and snap your pic. I didn't get a pic at the bar because I wasn't pressed. But while we were there, it was still decorated for Christmas, and it was just so beautiful. Like, people were coming into the lobby and taking pictures of all of the Christmas decorations. The staff there was really nice. The hotel was beautiful. Like, the rooms are just so nicely done. I think they just went through a renovation. So the rooms were just like gorgeous, like very modern and up to date without being like super trendy. Love that. I felt like the location was really good. It was in walking distance to a lot of different things, and we definitely walked to all of the things. So the first day that we got there, we went and ate breakfast at a cute little tiny restaurant that was sitting right on the corner. The breakfast was really good. I had a shrimp Creole omelet that was in some type of tomato sauce. It was so good. I got it with their Cajun breakfast potatoes. The potatoes were just like regular breakfast potatoes, but they had pieces of like ham and cheese sprinkled on top of them. Delicious. I ate every single last drop of food at that particular restaurant. It was just so good. From there, we kind of just did what most people do, and you kind of walk around, get a lay of the land, see some sights. I really don't like doing overly touristy things, so we didn't go on any like official tours or anything like that. But, you know, we kind of walked around, checked out what was, you know, right around the hotel. We ended up going to the Riverwalk there. Because I wanted to try beignets, but I didn't want to stand in a long line outside for said beignets because they were expecting rain, right? So we walked over to the Cafe du Monde that's in the Riverwalk Mall, and they were good. Now, how do I feel about beignets? I kind of felt like, and please, I hope no one comes from me for saying this, but it is my truth, and if I cannot speak it here, where can I speak it? Okay. I kind of felt like beignets tasted just like funnel cake, girl. And maybe that's just what they are, right? At the end of the day, I felt like it was just like funnel cake, just like in a different shape with way more powdered sugar than I probably ever needed in this lifetime. But I wasn't, you know, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to have another one of these anytime soon. And I know someone will probably say, well, you didn't go to the right one, or you didn't do. Girl, I was there. I was in the land of the beignet. I stood in the line because even the one that was inside the mall had a long line. I stood in the line. I ordered the beignets. We tried them. They were good, but you know, it's not like I'm just dying to get another beignet when I go back to New Orleans. I think I would be good on the beignets moving forward, right? Okay, so we did a little bit of shopping. We walked back to the hotel. We had dinner the first night at the Felix restaurant. Every single thing we ate was good. I got like the trio of New Orleans classics. So I think it was like jambalaya, red beans and rice, and gumbo. The gumbo was not as good as I probably wanted it to be, but I think it just didn't stand tall next to the other two dishes that I had. The red beans and rice, though, chef's kiss. It was perfect. I would eat a whole trough of that if I could, and I knew it would not affect my sodium levels. If I knew I wouldn't get high blood pressure from eating it, I would eat that every day of the week. It was really that good. It's also very good to point out here that everywhere we went, I did try some type of a cocktail or drink or whatever, and all of them were good. All of them were good. But the Felix restaurant, they had really good service. They were really busy. I also noticed that all of the restaurants in New Orleans, you probably do have to stand in line and wait. but the lines move really fast, unless you have reservations, obviously. But the lines move really fast. So if you ever go, don't let the lines like keep you from trying a place, because they get those people in and out. So the Felix restaurant, really good. Really, really good. Okay, so the next day comes. We are kind of like trying to figure out what we're going to do because it is raining at this point. Luckily for me, I had packed a rain jacket. It was like that long one with the hood that I had found at Target like months ago, on a really good deal. So I was dressed for the rain. I had on the boots that I told you about at the beginning of this episode. The heel on those boots is currently broken. Because this day ended up being the day in New Orleans. Okay. So we wake up, we have breakfast in the restaurant that's in the lobby of the hotel. It was good. It was delicious. And what did I have that day? I had pancakes. I had another type of like lobster omelet. I had an espresso martini, and I just remember the breakfast being like really, really good. Okay, we leave there and we start walking around, right? Because of course we want to go see more things, right? So we're walking around the city. It's raining. So, we've got our rain gear on. We're holding hands in the rain and it's super romantic. We walked to this coffee shop, actually. Was it called the French Truck or French Coffee, or it was French something? And we stopped in there and we sat down and we got cappuccinos that were perfect. We actually talked about those cappuccinos today because today we kind of stopped at Starbucks to get some coffee, and my husband was saying like, oh, I tried to get a cappuccino somewhere near his job, and he was like, oh, and it just didn't taste the same. He was like, so I don't know if I ordered the wrong thing or if it was just gross. And I was like, no, you probably ordered the right thing. It didn't have that New Orleans on it. You know what I'm saying? That coffee was so good. The cappuccinos were so good. So we sat there, we had our cappuccinos, we go back out into the rain, and we're just kind of walking around, people watching, taking in the sights and all of that, the smells, just strolling about like two people who have nowhere to be, because we really didn't. We knew before going on this trip that we wanted to get tattoos for our anniversary, and we had kind of looked up a couple different places that we wanted to go. So we called one of the places that we were interested in to see if they could get us in, and they were able to. So we stopped. We got our very cute little tattoos done pretty quickly by a guy named Wes. I don't remember the name of the tattoo shop, but his name was Wes, and he was like incredible. And he was so patient with me because God knows I made Wes draw that design out way more times than I think Wes wanted to. But I was just like, you know what, Wes, if I have to look at this every day for the rest of my life, I need it to be exactly what I want it to be. Right. And, my husband, he doesn't care. He's like, if she's fine with it, Wes, I'm good. So just do whatever is going to make her happy so the both of us can get out of here without her turning into the other Tia. Right. So we got our tattoos. We go back out. We're walking. We stopped in a couple shops to kind of just check out some different things. And I love doing that. I love window shopping and people watching when I go to different places just to kind of see what the vibes are, just to catch. And the next time I go to New Orleans, it's like, I'll know where I want to go, where I want to stay, where I want to be, where I want to eat and all of that. Right. So, we're again, just aimlessly walking, whatever. For dinner, for our actual anniversary, well, we had gone back to the hotel and like changed clothes, right? We change clothes. We go to this restaurant, I think it was called the Royal House, and we had alligator nuggets as our appetizer. They were so good. I still think about those alligator nuggets and the sauce that came with them to this day. As a matter of fact, I would go back to New Orleans solely for the cappuccino and solely for the food. One of the things that I would want to eat again would be the alligator nuggets. So this just hit me. My ideal New Orleans meal for the next time that I'm in town. Gotta have red beans and rice. Gotta have alligator nuggets. I have to have coffee at that place again because it was just good. And maybe some of the home style like Cajun breakfast potatoes, because They were amazing. And I keep saying I'm going to try to recreate those at my house, but I just haven't felt like doing that to myself just yet, because you know what happens if you introduce something like that really good to your family, they might expect you to make it more than once. So I don't know if I want to introduce any new menu items at my personal at-home diner just yet, but I'm thinking about it because those were just so good. But the alligator nuggets were good. I had a pasta at that dinner. And I want to say, the pasta, I remember it being good, but I remember my husband's pasta being better than mine. And, I remember my pasta was some type of ravioli. Like I got some type of ravioli and like it was decent. It was nice. But I remember his pasta being better and me like low key hating that I didn't order what he ordered. Right. Which I didn't have to because I could just eat some of his. But it was good. It was good. We had a great meal. The customer service there was absolutely amazing. We did not need a reservation. We kind of walked right in, sat right down, and it was all good. Okay. So from there, we were like, well, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And we were kind of like, well, let's just kind of walk Bourbon Street and see what we can get into, right? Because this is our last night here. We were only going to be here for 2 days. We got to go back home in the morning. So, let's just see. Let's go listen to some live music. And I think my intention was to sit somewhere really cute and listen to live music, like some of that live music that you see and hear about all the time as it relates to New Orleans. And we did. We stopped into a place that was kind of like a piano bar, and he was good. I felt like, the guy performing was singing and playing the piano, and he was doing a great job. And I was fine with that. And then after a while, I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, this is all he's giving. Let's go ahead and tip him and let's move on. Let's move on up Bourbon Street and see what else is out here, right? Bourbon Street is like a street of all trades, right? No pun intended there. But it is. It's like a street of all trades. You've got people playing live music out on the street. There were horses. There were people on horseback. There were people out there just doing all kinds of things. People were giving me beads for absolutely no reason, but people would stop us and they would ask my husband if it was okay to bead me. And I would be thinking to myself, you don't have to, I'm right here. You can ask me. It's okay. Because I'm not going to show you anything, but you can give me those beads though. So that was interesting and like fun. People were definitely, and we didn't even go during Mardi Gras, but people were, and I can't remember what they were throwing from the balconies, but they were definitely throwing things down from the balcony, and it wasn't beads. And I don't know what it is. I wish I remember, but people were definitely doing that. So that was happening. And my husband was like, well, where do you want to go? Because there's so much going on out here. Like, we just got to pick a place. And I was like, me, I'm low maintenance. I'm fine to just keep strolling and taking in all of the sights and sounds and the smells. But if you want to like pick a place and, post up in there, like I'm fine with that too. So we're walking past this place, and I don't know what got his attention about this place. I want to say it was called Zappos. Was it called Zappos? Maybe. Or is that the potato chip? And now I'm getting myself confused. I don't know what this place was called. But when we go in there, and it's a woman on stage, and I could tell she's like the hype woman. Like there's a DJ, and then there's this lady who's making sure the crowd stays involved and engaged, right? There are people dancing, there are people at the bar, and we just kind of post up at the bar and start having drinks because we're not at that place in the night yet where we're so, like ready for the fun that was happening in the midsection over there where the lady was in front of the stage. But we also didn't want to be out on the street, so we like post up at the bar. And the music is good. The drinks are great, and we're having a great time. Kind of people watching and laughing and talking to the people standing in our section, right? Then this really cute girl with the best, like, finger wave, baby hair laid, ponytail situation walks up to me, and she's like, oh, do you want to buy a Jell-O shot? And the Jell-O shots were in those little, like, needle injection looking plastic things, right? And I was like, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? So I get a Jello shot. It's tasty. And I'm like, that one wasn't so bad. When we see that girl again, get me another one of those things. And I don't know. Well, I do know because my husband told me how many of those things I had, but I went from Tia to Tequila Tia so quick. And before I know it, we're in the pit. We are dancing. We are having the time of our life. And by we, I mean me, and my husband, bless his heart, was just along for the ride. Like, he's taking it all in. He's having a blast. He's laughing. He's recording me. And I'm not sure when or how it happened, but now I'm up on the stage. And I don't work there. No one's paying me to be the hype woman. No one's paying me to keep the crowd going. But now I'm up on stage rapping to or performing Baby Got Back. I am also dancing with somebody's husband. Not my husband, because my husband said, girl, get somebody else to do it. I'm not getting up there. I'm dancing with somebody else's husband, performing this song. And in the recorded video, because there is video, it will never see the light of day. But in the video, I can hear the people around my husband like cheering for me, saying like, she's got it. She's the one. Like, let her keep doing it. And I'm just like, oh no, I don't work here. Like, after the fact, I'm watching this video and I'm like, oh no, they thought I worked there. I wasn't. I wasn't. A blast. Danced the night away. Danced until my heel broke on my shoe. And I didn't even know that the shoe was broke until this morning or yesterday when I tried to put it on. And the heel was broken. I'm like, wow, my New Orleans boots had a time because the heel is broken. Now I got to fit. And they were brand new. That was the first time I had ever worn them. It might be the first, the last, and the only time I ever got to wear them. But we had a great time. I just remember seeing the Jello shot girl again and being like, hey sis, like give me, like I need another one. And she was like, nah girl, like nah sis, you're good. Not gonna sell you any anymore. Like you have had your max, like you're good. And by that time of the night, I think the college kids, because I think it was some big football game happening in New Orleans that weekend. I think it was Alabama versus Kansas State. One of the bowl games was happening in New Orleans that weekend. So by this time of night, like the college kids had started coming in. Now I'm dancing with college girls who I don't know who they thought I was or what they thought I was doing in there, but I just remember them telling me like, oh my gosh, like you're so much fun, like blah, blah. And I was like, really? And I just remember telling them, can you even believe it? I have 3 kids. And they were like, what? And I'm like, yes, I'm 38. And they were just like, what? I hope when I'm 38, blah, 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 blah. A time, a blast. I don't even remember walking back to the hotel. But let me tell you something. When I woke up the next day, when I mean to tell you I was dragging for days. Like it took me a long time to recover from New Orleans. And that's probably why I still talk about the trip. Because even though I was only there for 2 days, my body was there for like 5. At least. My body was there for at least 5 days trying to just recover. So when I mean to tell you New Orleans got the best of me, New Orleans got the best of me, and I would go back in a heartbeat. I would go back in a heartbeat. But this time, maybe not so many Jello shots and maybe shoes that were literally made for walking and not the cute boots that I took because, girl, my boots did not survive my New Orleans experience. So, yes. When you see me, if I'm on vacation, girl, act like you didn't. Act like, you've never even heard of Tequila Tia before because when she comes out, it's a good time. She makes the memories that stay in people's phones forever. So if you've never been to New Orleans, girl, give her a shot. Go. Check her out. Eat the food. Take part in all of the things. It's a time. Harlem is back on Amazon Prime, and the first couple of episodes have been good. It picks up right where it left off. I love Whoopi Goldberg on that show. I feel like I wish her role was bigger. Like I wish she was in more scenes and all of that. But I love her opposite Megan Good on that show. Diamond from P Valley is also on that show. He plays her love interest. And I mean, I guess I like it, but I think I also like him on P Valley so much more that I kind of don't like it that he's on two shows that I watch at the same time, which good for him. Can't knock his hustle. But for me, I'm like, am I watching Diamond or am I watching this boy that's supposed to be in love with Megan Good? Because he kind of seems like the same character on both. Not really, but he is. And you know what I mean when I say that. But Harlem is back and I'm excited. Oh, you know, they didn't release all the episodes of Harlem all at once. We have to watch them in little snippets of 2. They're releasing them 2 by 2 by 2 each week. And I don't like that. I'm like, I want to sit down and just watch it all at one time. But y'all are piecing it out to us. And I guess that keeps the people engaged week after week, maybe on social media. Maybe is that a thing that shows are doing now? The Super Bowl is coming. I really don't have a dog in the fight. I know it's the Eagles and the Chiefs. We are going to a Super Bowl party, and for the party, I just decided that I would root for Rihanna and hope that things go well for her. So I ordered her the popular thing that everybody turned into a meme and she made y'all snatch it down. That she put on a shirt, and I bought the shirt, and I'm going to wear that to the Super Bowl party and hope that I do not fall asleep out of boredom. I hope I make it to halftime. Because, like I said, I've been going to bed at like 9 o'clock. So somewhere around 9 o'clock, my eyes are going to start looking like I want to go to sleep. So I hope it's a good time. I hope the game is interesting and fun. And it's not like a total blowout so that, you know, that ends up being a fun party. But I'm excited to wear my shirt. And I'm very excited to see like what songs Rihanna does. Like who is she going to bring out with her? Because I feel like she's only really ever done songs with rappers. And those aren't really her songs. Those are their songs that she sings the hooks on. I guess if she does Umbrella, she could bring out Jay-Z. And since he's got his dealings with the NFL now, maybe he will. But I also feel like if he didn't do Super Bowl halftime with his wife, he probably won't do it with Rihanna. So I'm like, who is she going to bring out for her special guest? Like, who does she have songs with? She has that song with Britney Spears from a long time ago, but is that a Britney song or a Rihanna song? And isn't Britney Spears pregnant now? I don't know. I'm like, who is Rihanna going to bring out as her surprise person for the Super Bowl? I'm interested in seeing that. I did watch the new Jennifer Lopez movie on Amazon Prime. It's called Shotgun Wedding. It was very funny. But, you know, I'm wondering, well, I guess she can keep making these kind of movies for as long as she wants to. God knows I'm pretty sure she will. But in the movie, she's getting married to a guy and it just goes left, right? It just goes left. But when I was watching it, I just kept thinking, I wonder how many more like romantic comedies like this does J-Lo like have in her, you know? Like how many more? And you know what I think? Not that it's an issue, because, you know, we try not to knock somebody's hustle, but I'm like, I wonder how she's going to start making these, or maybe it's not even her goal to make them any different. You know, like maybe like Diamond, she's just going to play the same character in all of these different movies. The plot will change, but she will not. And there you go. I'm pretty sure that's the business plan. Drop me into a movie, drop me into a script where I can go, show up, say these lines, do this, but, you know, it's same me, but different everything else around me. But the movie was really cute. It was actually really funny. And if you need something to watch while you're folding clothes, because that's what I watched it to do, it suits that purpose just fine. It was actually, in my opinion, and somebody is not going to like this, but to me, I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed you people. And I love Lauren London. I want the most and the best for her. And I'm sure the movie that she made with Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy and Nia Long, I'm sure it had to be that way for a lot of reasons. But, I did not enjoy that movie. I just didn't. And I want her to be in things that are good, you know? And I don't think the movie was bad because of her. Like, it wasn't on her. It wasn't her fault. Like, she was great in that movie. I feel like Eddie Murphy was great in that movie, which, Eddie Murphy, you're never going to get a bad performance from him. I feel like he was great in that movie. And maybe if the movie had been more scenes of Lauren with Eddie, it probably would have made for a better movie. But since it was more of like her and Jonah Hill, or just Jonah Hill with like friends and family and all of that, he's funny, but I just don't think I liked that particular role for him. There were certain things about that movie I didn't like. I wish they had allowed him to be, and maybe this was being him. Maybe this is him being him, and I just don't know who he is. But I wish they would have toned down just a little bit of him embracing Black culture so much. Like, if you go through and you watch the movie, he's got outfits that didn't really seem like things that I would have guessed that he would have worn. I'm like, he can date a Black girl without being the way the movie portrayed him. You know what I'm saying? And he was supposed to be Jewish in the movie. And I wish they would have had a script that showed more of that. Showed more of him in, but I don't know. Like, the movie made it seem like he didn't even really enjoy his own culture all that much. And they kind of poked fun at it. So I don't know. And I could be totally wrong. And hopefully nobody is taking what I'm saying the wrong way. I just did not enjoy that movie for a lot of the reasons that just rubbed me the wrong way and left me kind of confused. Like, why did they have to make that choice? Why couldn't he just be this way? And then they still be a happy, loving, cute little couple? Because that's possible. That's very possible for people to do. So who knows? We'll see how she does her next role. And before we go, girl, before we get off the phone, by now we have all seen where the announcement has been made. Gird your loins. Beyoncé is coming. Now, if you didn't listen to Renaissance or you are not a Beyoncé fan, girl, this is where I can say goodbye to you. Be blessed, and I will catch you on the next call. But if you are a member of the Hive, if you are Hive adjacent, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about what it is we do as members of the Beehive, well, girl, this portion of the call is for you because the tour has been announced. The dates have been given. New show dates have been added. Pre-registration has begun, and we are all sitting at this moment on a Sunday night. We are all sitting impatiently waiting to see if we're going to get selected for the lottery to pre-sale so we can buy those tickets before they sell out, because they will. Now, what I love about a good Beyoncé moment, outside of the fact that I'm a fan of her music and I just cannot wait to go get my whole life to the music live and in person, right? Is I love the fact that so much conversation is always taking over the internet whenever she says anything about anything. The girl put out $50 boxes. People was mad at the box because we didn't know what was in the box, and people was buying the box without knowing what was in the box. People was mad about that. Then the album came out and people kind of picked over the music the way y'all pick over food at a potluck. Then she announces the tour. Well, first people were mad because visuals hadn't come out, and people were poking fun about how your fave didn't even give you music. Okay, whatever. That girl got 3 kids. Maybe she doesn't have the time. She just might not have the time, because I have 3 kids and I don't have the time for a lot of stuff. So now she announces the tour, and there's so much, people are comparing the cost of these tickets to the cost of buying eggs. And I'm like, what is life? What is happening right now? Eggs are $7, but they probably shouldn't be. I don't know whose fault that is. I don't know if that's COVID's fault, if it's a farmer's fault, if it's inflation and they just refuse to drop the prices because, girl, we just done told them we was okay with paying the $7. So now they're just going to be $7 for the rest of our lives. I mean, I don't know. But what I do know is that the two things ain't got nothing to do with one another. I feel like two things can exist at the same time. I can be mad about the cost of eggs and not be upset about buying tickets for this concert. Because, girl, I'm not mad and I'm excited to go. Okay, so then let's talk about it. Who pre-registered? Are you excited? Are you already thinking about your outfit? Because girl, I am. I'm beside myself. I have already booked myself a suite in my city of choice so that should I become lucky enough to obtain a ticket, I already got a place to stay. Like I've already told my husband, like, boo, let me go ahead and slide you. Because I know you've heard Renaissance before, but I don't know if you've been studying the lyrics. And since you are my date to this concert, I'm going to need you to know the lyrics so that when I'm singing and dancing and I'm having the time of my life, I can look to my left or to my right, wherever you might be. And we will be in sync with one another, singing and dancing and getting our life, right? I'm beyond excited. Mainly because I feel like that album came out and it gave me exactly what I needed when it came out. Like I had already been talking to friends and like the people that, I talked to about Beyoncé. I was already talking to them about how I really wanted this album to be like a dance album that we could just vibe to, have a good time to, and you just press play and let it go. So when Renaissance came out, and it was literally a dance album that you could press play and let it go until the end, I said, how does she always know? How does she always know what we need when we need it and how we need it? How does she get it right? All of the time. You can't do nothing but respect it. And I know I sound like a Uber fan right now, but I'm like, hey, I wasn't alive when Michael Jackson was in his prime. I would like to believe that back then, this is what them people that was crying on the fence, that's what they was crying about, their love of Michael Jackson. Now, while I'm probably not going to cry, at a concert for Beyoncé, because I'm not much of a crier anyway, but I probably won't cry. But when I mean to tell you this is everything to me and to my fellow Hive members, it's everything to me. Listen, when I mean to tell you, I'm already thinking about my outfit for the concert. Just in case my husband is listening to this, and I know he will at some point, sir, concerts, because I would like to go more than once. I would like to fill myself with that kind of energy more than once if I can. I don't know if I will be able to, so I'm going to take what I can get. Beggars can't be choosers. We get what we can. We can't throw a fit, but I'm excited. I'm excited because from that girl all the way down to Summer Renaissance, I get my entire Donna Summer, Prince. I get my whole, what's my man's name that sings Mary Jane? Oh, his name is escaping me right now. Oh, gosh, that's slightly embarrassing. But I get him. I get like all of the influence that you can tell went into Rick James. Whew, that was going to kill me. But all of the influence that you can hear behind the music is what I think really sets my little soul on fire as someone who probably should have been born in a time that would have allowed me to take full advantage of the music from the 70s and like 80s, because that's pretty much what I listen to most of the time. If I'm not listening to like Megan Thee Stallion or Beyonce, like that's what I'm listening to. And I just feel like I can hear all of that and like the set, because people was dragging this use of samples too. But I'm like, y'all, people been sampling music for forever. So why y'all got to pick her out about that? And she don't care. Just like Lori Harvey, she do not care. She do not care. So I'm excited to go. I know people are all in a tizzy about the price of tickets and what they think tickets are going to cost. We don't even know because the tickets are not on sale. So I don't know if people are basing that off of what they've seen from the overseas sales or what. But my whole thing with that is, as with every other thing you do in life, first of all, let's not judge how other people spend their money, because what happens to their money doesn't have anything to do with you. It really doesn't. When I see people spending their money in a way that maybe I wouldn't choose to spend mine, I don't try to condemn them for it. I don't talk bad about them. I just say to myself, man, that must really make her happy. Or she must really like that, to spend all that money on that. And I would like to believe that that's the same thing we should do with this. Instead of judging your friends for being excited about going or spending money on going, you should say to yourself, oh, that is going to be worth it to her because I know she really loves that or she's really going to have a great time. You see how we can start spinning things to speak more positively over other people. People spend their money on lots of things in lots of different ways. Spend your money on what makes you happy. If you like buying J's, if you like luxury travel, if you like luxury handbags or shoes, if you like luxury fitness equipment, if you like doing things that maybe I don't even know about because, girl, it's not in my tax bracket. There's stuff out there that I'm sure exists that I don't even know about. But you know what I do know about, and that's Beyoncé and these tickets. Girl, spend your money on what makes you happy. You work hard for it, and don't let nobody shame you into not doing something that you want to do. Write this show down on your bucket list. If it's something that you want to do, get your outfit ready, get your cowboy hat ready, because that's what I want. Or at least that's what I did want until I saw how much that hat cost. And then I said, oop, probably won't get one of those. Might have to get me a little replica, a little knockoff, another kind. But the actual one, I think it's like $400, and I'm not buying a disco cowgirl hat that I'll only wear one time for $400. So yeah, so see, we all have to set our budgets and then move accordingly, right? The same way you would do with the trip. Same way you would do with the vacation. You set your budget and you say, I want to spend this much money and this is what I can do for this much money. Girls, the same way with these tickets. For those of you that might be on the fence about going, you say to yourself, this is what I think I want to spend or I can spend to go to this and have this experience. And then you just pick a seat. You're going to be in the building. Who cares about where your seat is? Girl, you're going to be in the building, which is much better than being at home if that's not where you want to be when she comes to your city. So I'm beyond. When I saw the tour announcement, I was actually on my way to get my hair braided. And immediately my phone started blowing up with all of the things like, did you see, girl? Did you see? And I was like, yes, girl, you know I saw. If I do get a lottery ticket or if I am selected for the pre-sale, I should be finding that out sometime within the next few minutes. Girl, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready. The way I'm going to sweat and dance and sing at that concert. When I leave, I want to be dripping in sweat. I will settle for nothing less than to be dripping in sweat and full of all the feels when I leave that concert. Because I'm pretty sure she's going to hit us with some of the throwback hits. Pretty sure she will. Pretty sure she's going to hit us with all of the Renaissance songs. And I have a feeling, I'm not on the inside or nothing like that. I don't work for Parkwood Entertainment, but I have a feeling that Chloe is probably going to open for her. And I've been following Chloe's music. I have not heard a bad song from that young lady yet. I really like her stuff. I listen to it. I work out to it. And if she opens for Beyoncé, that's going to give me everything I need. Because Chloe's going to get me warmed up and B is going to strike that match and set me on fire. And all we can do is just be so thankful that I'm not going to see her in New Orleans. Because could you imagine me, girl, going to a Beyoncé concert, knowing everything you know about me and my love for her, walking out of there on fire and hanging out in New Orleans? Girl, broke shoes would be the least of everybody's concerns. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. If you two are trying to get tickets to this concert, girl, we can touch and agree that we all get what we need from the experience. The Grammys come on tonight. I hope that girl wins everything that she is nominated for because they did snub her for Lemonade. So I feel like this is their redemption. This is their chance to get it right. And I know people really love Adele, but I'm like, no, not for me. So I hope she wins everything. I had on my Beyoncé t-shirt this weekend, just trying to manifest those tickets. Okay, you feel me? When we went out to eat over this weekend, because I celebrated my birthday a little bit this weekend, when we went out to eat, everywhere we went had some type of B something drink. And I ordered one at every restaurant we went to, and it was two of them that had, one was called, I think, was it called the bee's knees? And then the other one was called the bee something. I don't know. But I took that as a sign that like, oh sis, this is our moment. Order the drinks, wear your t-shirt. The waiter at the pizza place that we went to, he got the best tip of his night, I'm sure, because he talked me down about Beyoncé because he was so excited about it too. And I just live for that. I live for the things that are going to make me happy and fill me with joy. And girl, if this is one of those things for you too, I totally get it. Don't let these people make you feel bad or meme you down for going to this show, because it's going to be great. It's going to be a time. It's going to be a time. This is probably our Rhythm Nation. Probably. Not the same. It's very different. Janet fans, I love Janet. Don't come for me. I'll just leave you on red. I'm not even going to respond. But this is probably equivalent to that. This is a big moment in music. And I hope to see you all there, if that is where you so choose to be. Please say a prayer for me that I get my tickets. If that's what you would like to get me as a birthday gift, you can pray that Tia secures her tickets. Because you know, come this summer, it's going to be me and that girl, Cozy. Oh my gosh. When she performs Heated, tip, girl. Not ready. When she performs Church Girl. Nobody can judge me but me. I was born free. Do you hear me? Huh. I might shout if I buy them tickets and I get them. Like, I'ma run the hallway of my house. Like how she says in that meme, God is real. And I know he is. He's real even if I don't get these tickets. But I'ma pray that he puts a little bit of extra favor on me this week. So, buy your eggs, buy your Beyoncé tickets, do what makes you happy. Girl, I'm so glad we had a chance to catch up. Now, I have got to go downstairs and make my family something to eat before these Grammys come on, get my children ready for school tomorrow. I hope you make your bucket list, check it twice, make your year all that you want it to be. Live your legacy now, girl. Don't wait. Live the life you want today. Remember, the better you take care of yourself, the better you take care of yourself. You feel me? Okay. Have a great night. Well, I shouldn't say have a great night because I don't know when you're going to listen to this, but enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. Remember, when you're out, compliment somebody, tell them something nice about themselves. Never knock another woman's hustle. Don't compete. Don't compare. Don't complain. What God has for you is for you, girl. And I hope it's Beyoncé tickets. Y'all take care until we talk next time. Love you, girl. Bye.